everybody. Welcome back to the horror show. I'm Marcia Parker.
I'm Fuego here.
Susie Von Slaughter.
I'm Brittany Lee.
I'm Cecil Laird, and we're back with another in-theater review, you guys. Today, we are going to be talking all about Underworld Blood Wars.
Blood Wars.
Now, we're going to do this in a non-spoiler fashion since it just came out this week, but we're going to do it like our usual reviews. We're going to talk about story, acting, effects, music, cinematography, all that good stuff as we go along, but... First off, what we need to talk about is story. So, well, actually, let's just give a real quick,
Ouch.
What did everyone think? I'm ready, let's just say this. I'm ready for Underworld, the final chapter. Brittany?
Well, I didn't see the third one.
That was the prequel.
No, the fourth is the one you didn't
The fourth
see.
one, sorry,
Yeah,
the
this
fourth
is
one. I
the
saw the
fifth
third
one.
one. I didn't see the fourth one. This is the fifth one. I didn't see the fourth one. So I was glad they did that whole little thing in the beginning and be like, here's what happened.
Just in a nutshell, what'd you think of this one?
Previously on. A nutshell? It was entertaining. But yeah, I agree. I'm ready for the final chapter.
Okay. Susie?
There's so much
We were seated
stuff
by each other, by the way. We were both
going
laughing.
on that I don't know, man. Like, it seemed like they were really pulling to bridge the gap between to the final one, if that makes sense. So I was kind of like, meh.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
I think I know. So you're saying this was less its own story and more just a bridge to the next
Right,
one.
that's
Okay.
how kind of like, here's a really long way in between till we get to then. Here you go.
Okay. Fuego, in a nutshell?
The Underworld series feels like so much squandered potential to me because of the fact that I love the mythology of this universe. It's fascinating. It's cool. It's well shot. It's actually pretty well acted too. But the story just, it's not there, you know? I felt very meh about this, and I was like waiting for things to happen, and there was so much talking, and it's cool how they're still building things, but at the end of the day, it feels very lackluster to me, unfortunately.
Marcia?
I feel like they've kind of gone backwards because I really liked how in the prequel, The Rise of the Lycans, it really brought this story to light. Like, this is why they're fighting, and it's these, the brothers' bloodlines going against each other, and then you kind of realize why, Serene is so important, why Michael was so important, and how their kid is going to be, like, super awesome. And so I was going into it going, okay, like, this is it. We're finally building up to where it can come to light and play out, and it's like they built it up so much that they don't know how they want to play it out. So then they were like,
Well, they want to make another movie. That's what it is.
No, but not even
Yeah,
that.
I was like,
you
this-
could have still done it in a way to build it up to that final chapter, but because they just fit so much randomness into it, and then they started a story but didn't actually complete the story, and it
almost
just
seems like it
fell short.
It like could have gone without it. You know what I mean? They could have gone straight to the final.
You're not wrong. It does feel like the story is sort of superfluous, all in all. I mean, there are some developments that need to happen for the final chapter as far as some revelations about some characters from the last movie. And there is some continuations of characters from the last movie and some finalizations of some characters from the last movie. So a lot of that was necessary, but what I have to say about the story is that it was, unfortunately, relatively uninteresting. I mean, basically, at the end of the last one, Celine tells her daughter to go hide, and she won't know where she's going to hide. And the whole crux of this movie, without ruining anything, because it doesn't, is that a group of Lycans are after her because they think she knows where her daughter is, but she doesn't. And we know that the whole movie.
Right.
So it's not a spoiler. And so ultimately the movie means nothing because that's what they find out, and there's
then they do what they were gonna do in the first place.
Yeah, and there's a couple battles and stuff, but it's ultimately
only a couple. There was very little action in
yeah.
this movie.
Well, that's why I literally said a couple for a reason. Yeah, no, it's and the first one didn't come until 45 minutes an hour in almost, and so that's too long to wait for.
Well, there was a
Vampires
battle in
versus
the
werewolves.
beginning. The very beginning.
Yeah, a little bit, but
I thought it was cool.
did anyone like the story at all? I mean,
I was
stand out?
disappointed because I thought Marius was going to be better. Or Marius.
I was hoping Marius would have
Yeah,
been
I
better.
thought
He
it
was
was
a
gonna
little
be-
one note.
I love
didn't
that
like...
actor, and I feel like they could have really brought him to another level than
But
they
they
chose to do. And
So was he in the fourth one then? Because he looked familiar, like I'd seen him.
I don't know
before.
if
Or maybe I've
Marius
seen him
was,
in
but I
other
know
things,
a
but that
few of the other
particular
ones
actor-
were.
he plays an Outlander and a few
Oh.
other things.
Outlander.
Gotcha. You
I
know,
did like that actress who played Samara though. Wow.
did you say Samara? Was her name Samara? Not
Samara or Sumera or
Not,
Samara.
yeah,
Samara.
not Samara. That's from The Ring.
No, wasn't that her name?
I thought
It might have been
her name was
Sumera. Sumera, I think is
I
right.
thought
I
it was
think you're
Samara.
more right.
Anyway, she looks very much like Eva Green, which is who
Yeah.
Susie and I mistook her for
I was like, is
initially.
that her?
And
No.
they kept having her in this clothing that like accentuated the I don't know her
Okay.
middle torso. Anyway,
What about okay?
Well, I was gonna say I actually did like one aspect of the story that I can't really give away, but suffice it to say that since the first movie, we've been waiting like, when's Michael gonna come back? What's going on
yeah,
with
true.
Michael and stuff?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
they
yeah.
finally sort of resolve what's going on there, and we get some answers, so that's good. I mean, everyone knows that Scott Speedman did not return for this movie, so we're not ruining anything, but at least we get some closure on Michael's story rather than just having yet another movie where Michael's just out there somewhere and we don't know what's going on.
so did they not bring him back for any of the
I
sequels?
don't
No.
know.
Really?
No, not that I recall. No.
What is wrong with you?
Oh, he thought he was going to be a star after Felicity. And,
Yeah,
what happened, man?
So yeah, I mean, are we good on story? Should
Yeah.
we move on?
yeah, let's please
Because I
move
don't
on
want
from
to.
the
I
story.
didn't want to pull on that thread because what I wanted it to happen with Michael didn't happen. But
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah. But
What
well,
what about those werewolves?
yeah. See,
Yeah.
let's hit the effects.
I thought it was a great looking movie.
It looked good, but the problem is still the werewolves still don't look like they're in the same reality as
Right.
the vampires.
I actually liked them. I thought they looked good.
Sometimes they were good, but whenever they had to actually interact with the vampires, it's bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just it's bad. They don't look like they're actually touching ever. So it's unfortunate. The werewolves do look good
Yeah.
when they get their close-ups.
Oh yeah.
But especially
Like
when
the drool
when
and all
one in
that.
particular is dispatched, someone reaches into one at one point, and I'm not gonna say who or when.
Oh,
But it's so fake. It's like
no.
she's reaching through
Wait.
curtains that
And
are
then
waving.
this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god! I wanted to
it's
walk
getting
out.
ridiculous.
I wanted to walk out.
But apparently,
Wait, what?
apparently werewolves
The two
transform one muscle at a time. Oh yeah, and they scream at each other. Yeah, that.
And
The
stuff
bullets
falling out.
popping out. No, I think it's a little silly how all the werewolves transform one muscle at a time now. Like they're all like it's like, and they're all like their chests are like one peck at a time. And it's like, come on.
The thing I don't understand about that is when
So
you got one
ridiculous.
transforming in front of you and you got a
God.
gun in your hand, why aren't you shooting it while it's transforming?
There's just this might get to a thing that we didn't mention about the story is that there's logic flaws all over the place.
All over
There
the
is.
place. Yes.
Like I'm afraid to talk because I feel like I'm gonna give something
Yeah.
away. So I'm just gonna, like,
Characters do dumb things that
Yeah.
you're just
Well,
like.
go ahead, Marcia. Say
I
say
mean,
what
how
you
much
wanna
logic
say.
can you get with vampires and werewolves? But I mean, fuck, man.
I think I don't even want to watch the next one.
Really? You're that out?
I feel like the first one was really awesome, and I really
See, I like the second better.
I really love the Rise of the Lycans, and
You didn't
af-
like two?
after Rise of the Lycans, I was like, I want to watch that movie, and I don't want to watch these anymore.
I feel like I could have seen this on the Sci-Fi Channel and feel
It's
like I didn't
cool.
miss
Did it not?
anything.
Yeah.
I agree, Susie. Didn't it feel like
Story.
it almost felt like a TV show episode
Yeah.
at times? And I was actually reading that it's a TV director who directed this movie.
Yeah. See,
And I mean, even with the flashbacks at the beginning
Oh,
and
it
the
was so
previously
choppy.
on.
Oh, yeah.
it was so choppy. I did mean to mention that it
Yeah.
was, and some might say that this movie moved. You know, like it went here and then it went
It-
here.
yeah, it
was
went. It just
moving
kept
at a
moving and
healthy
jumping.
clip.
Yeah, it
but
just kept
it
moving.
was like cut to here, cut to here, cut to here, cut to here. Like there was no natural fluidity to the way the story was told. in my
Except for
opinion.
in some women's chambers, it was very fluid.
Ah.
Man.
Lip service.
Yes.
Hashtag lip service.
And I don't say ugh because of what happened. I say ugh because it's a beat we've seen before.
I haven't seen that.
Really?
I
Not
know I
the
have.
tables have turned.
No, I've seen it. I think that even happened in Weeds at one point.
Really?
Yeah, I think it must have happened in Weeds at one point.
See,
or
I
Good
can
times,
relate.
though. Hey.
I
if
can
you
get
know
down
what
on
we're
that.
I don't
talking
think I
about.
saw that season.
Yeah, I think it did happen. I know I've seen it before, so it didn't really strike me. And here's the thing. It's unfortunately getting very close to Resident Evil territory for me because I'm
I
glad
thought they were always
Resident
in the same
Evil's
territory.
I'm glad that Resident Evil's going to be ending, and I hope Underworld does too, because I found myself feeling like a giant human callus in this movie. Like there was nothing getting through. Like I was just like totally. I know the
sci-fi
word
channel.
isn't feelless, but that's what I'm going for. I was totally unfeeling through the entire movie. Like, okay,
Nothing
so now they're doing
engaged.
this. Now
Like-
this is happening. Now this is. Oh, now she's. Oh, okay, that makes sense from the
Yeah.
trailer.
Okay, so I'm glad it wasn't just me.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
like-
and that's literally how I felt through the. I was not. There was like one time where I'm like, oh, fatality, and that
Yeah.
was it. Like that was
I
the
had a
only
couple
time
of
that
those.
got me.
Just the fatality. Yeah, like when they finally like.
When there was
Susie's-
fighting,
Susie's
like
When
the
there was-
first
when
5
there
minutes
was
of the movie
fighting,
when there was fighting.
And then there was a scene where, you know, one of the vampires comes up with his Excalibur sword and goes like straight through
Oh, that was
yeah.
good.
the
That was good.
werewolf
That was
and
But
like
it still looked so
Dude,
fake.
it like
It
yeah,
was
I was gonna
ridiculous.
say like
And,
a
like-
video game.
There
I
were some
came
cool
into
beats,
this
though. I'm with
movie
Marcia.
expecting the CGI to look fake.
Okay.
Like
Alright.
it
Look,
has
bro,
the same
we're-
quality as all the other
We're 2017
ones.
now. Come on now.
So
Step it up.
The problem is it doesn't. The
If
effects
it's
just
a-
don't look like they've advanced that far
if
since 2012 or
fits the
Yeah.
2000
franchise.
whatever.
Not
the
willing to
earlier
spend the
ones
money
were.
for the
They're
advanced
just trying
effects,
to
probably.
they're just trying to stay consistent with the franchise.
Well, getting back on track
Stop
though.
making
Now,
excuses.
Fuego, you
Yeah.
mentioned the look of the movie. It was shot well.
Yeah.
I love the costuming, like and, like their world compels me, but there's nothing compelling going on story wise.
I do love that they have an entire ball scene, and it's just variations on black.
Yeah.
It's just everyone is in
Yeah.
black.
Yeah.
Just variations, like
I was
different
like, oh,
designs
so
and
many
styles. And
ideas.
it's like,
I'm all
who
about
has the
this.
coolest black gown and the black brown ball? You
I
know?
dig
I'm
it
all about
though.
it.
Honestly,
That's
I'm
kind
all
of.
about
It's just.
it.
It's a little like. There's got to be like a
You don't know,
flamboyant
guys. You don't
vampire.
know.
Well,
There's
they
got-
live
you know,
in the
like-
north.
So they have to look like Dalmatians against the snow?
No,
What?
I did think no, I
understand.
did think some of the costuming, especially like the guys look so like industrial
Mhm,
goth,
very
like
much
with
so.
the like half shirts and then like kind of their arms exposed. I'm like,
I think they kind of
Fucking
pulled a
yeah.
bit of a fast one on us too by having the werewolves basically in parka hoodies
Yeah.
for most of the time until they finally wanted to spend the money to have them reveal themselves
Oh,
as
yeah.
werewolves. It really was more of a freaking gunfight John Woo movie
Oh,
than
it
was
any
totally
other
totally
kind of
was a
movie.
gunfight.
It was
Yeah.
so.
I heard about
It was
it.
so like it was so
Even their
anticlimactic.
even their UV bullets weren't UV
They weren't doing-
bullets the whole time.
No,
There
they
was
weren't.
only
There
like
was
a
only
few
sometimes.
handful of them.
No.
They were
some
like
people, only
bleeding.
some of
Mhm.
the werewolves had those.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, it's like you're seeing vampires bleeding.
yeah.
And I'm like, wait, if those are supposed to be UV bullets,
they should
aren't
have
they
made a
supposed
better
to be like
delineation.
poofy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once again, with the illogical nature of
Yeah.
this movie.
It was all over. It
Fuck,
was
man.
convenient all over the place.
And then
but-
they
Yeah.
like and then the one gun.
Their big plans use the big gun
the
to shoot
big
the sunlight.
gun. All I just is I thought it was gonna be cool and explode light into the room.
Yeah, that's what I
And,
thought,
like,
too.
I
yeah.
thought it was gonna do something like that.
It
No,
doesn't.
No,
I
it
did
doesn't.
actually
Well, it
like the
kinda
way
did.
that the
No.
vampires died,
Those
though. I
little
thought that
holes?
looked good.
Yeah,
no,
but they
those
you
were
but,
cool.
we
but
thought,
see
we thought
because
the
the
device
bullet
itself
because it
Oh.
was like
gonna
UV.
create
It
a
looked
UV
UV
light.
like
Totally
Mhm.
looked like it was gonna.
It was
create
glowing.
This
Yeah, they
UV.
did that
and then
slow-mo
they could
shot
have done
with
that
it.
with a fucking bazooka just blown through. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you
But the
could-
bullet
yeah,
itself,
you
it looked like it was UV, so I thought it was gonna like light. You know what I mean? And then,
Yeah,
like,
that's true. They did
Like a
have big
UV
special
grenade.
bullets
And it
to
was
make
so,
holes in the
like,
wall, but they
anti-cli-
really just needed a bazooka.
that's what I'm saying. It was so anticlimactic
That's
because even
true.
the guy
Well,
when he
they
saw
are lycans.
wait,
so.
wait. So that guy.
Yeah, well, but
They're rather
supposedly they're
primitive and
smart
then-
until they're lichens,
Yeah.
though.
But that's the
Yeah.
thing,
Or
like
normal, at
even
least.
the guy that
And
part when
wasn't
he
that
saw
ju-
the gun and he's like, "Fuck," and I
Slow-mo.
thought I was like, "Oh god, this
Oh,
is
they
gonna be like."
literally let him say fucking slow-mo, too.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't think
and
that
it-
was the only
Jesus.
F word in the whole movie.
Dude, and then that's what I was
This could
thinking. I was like,
easily
"Oh,
go
this is
PG-13.
gonna be cool. Like this is gonna explode and be awesome."
Just one little bit of light.
Fucking go through the wall. You could have done it with a fucking gun. You could have done that. You could have done
Marcia got a
that with
softie.
bullets the whole time. Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, the
Oh,
sound was
fuck.
all right.
Yeah.
The sound was okay. The gun sounded okay. The multitude of gunfire just became white noise after a while.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
So that, I mean, I guess that was okay. But, you know, all in all, it was just unfortunately underwhelming. The fifth one is just,
Underworld was underwhelming.
It was underworlding.
Underworld.
It was, I wasn't a huge fan at all.
It was pretty meh.
2017 starts out on a bit of a dud.
Once again, though, it wasn't absolute dog shit, though. There's so much potential in this series that just bugs me because it's cool, but yet the execution sucks.
Frankly, I had an idea during it that I would like to see a real scaled down version of, like, give me urban Underworld or something.
Okay. Mind you, remember what he just said during the movie. He's thinking about this. Okay?
Yeah.
Which
Well,
means
that's
you're not
That's
paying
what I'm
attention.
saying. You're not paying attention.
Okay, but let me make my point. My point is, I would like to see a movie where, like, I was like, okay, there's a werewolf boss that's a little too nice. Like, I would like to see, like, a gritty Netflix Marvel style show where there's an underworld or there's a lichen boss that if one of his guys comes back and gives him bad news, like, only his head shifts and he, like, bites the head off the guy or something. Like, get real dirty and have the vampires be in street clothes and not, like, you know, like, there's the Underworld war.
Like these fucking
the war has to be the war has to be on all levels.
Right.
So give me a different level. I'm tired of seeing the highfalutin society crap because it's boring. It's
That's
just
actually
boring
what
now.
I liked visually, but yeah, I can feel your point though.
So anyway, that's just my thought. I think that would be a good way to breathe life into a movie about vampires.
Yeah.
Hey.
But not this one.
So I think that's going to do it for our review of Underworld Blood Wars. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you haven't seen it yet, let us know in the comments below if you plan to, or if this was enough of a warning that you're going to avoid it.
Watch it. I mean, it was what I expected it to be.
Yeah.
Same here. No.
No
You
more,
expected
no
dog
less.
shit?
Low. There's a really low bar.
And
It's
so
a really
they
low
were
bar.
able to step over it.
No, they hit that bar.
Did they trip on it a little
So
bit?
if it's on the Sci-Fi Channel, go ahead and watch it.
Yeah, I think it's no coincidence that this and Resident Evil are made by the same production company. So,
I'm not super excited about Resident Evil.
well, we saw a trailer for it at the beginning of this.
Anyway, all right. Well, that's going to do it, guys. Thanks for watching. I've been Cecil Laird.
I'm Brittany Lee.
Susie Von Slaughter.
Gracias, Fuego.
Marcia Parker.
Make sure to check the link in the description box down below for our merch store, where you can go to our section of the TeePublic store, where we have our horror show logo, our Coexist logo, and a bunch of other independent horror artists logos that coexist. Hey, we actually have it up this time. There you go. That's what that looks like. But yeah, you can get all kinds of really cool horror t-shirt designs at good low prices. So check it out. You'll support the show, and we definitely appreciate it. So remember, stay scared.
Like, share, subscribe.